Today we're going to be building an AI receptionist for a barbershop. So right now we're inside of Retell AI, and we're going to be building for this business Page Barbershop. So I have the agent configured right here. So we're going to click into it. As you can see, I have the number already attached. So I'll show you how I configured it and then how I also attached the phone number, as well as how I got it to book appointments with several different barbers. So we'll go top to bottom real quick. If you want to copy this prompt, you can pause the video and copy it, or you can simply join my school group where I'll have this entire AI receptionist build available for download. So here we have the first section in the prompt is a role section. So we're telling the AI that it's a booking and information assistant for the business, and it's going to help callers schedule appointments and answer questions. We have use a calm, friendly, and human tone. Next, we have critical rules. So these are the rules that the AI has to follow throughout the whole phone call. We have 5 simple ones. If the caller mentions something urgent, like an emergency, transfer the phone call. Always append +1 when taking a phone number over the phone. The caller's number is, we already have the caller's phone number, so we have user number and use it when needed. This will work for any phone call, right? So when somebody calls in, Retell automatically logs their phone number, the phone number that they're calling from. So by putting this in your prompt, you're pretty much telling the AI agent, hey, you have the caller's phone number already, use it when needed. Under that, we have the current time is, so you got to tell the AI, what your local time is so that I can reference time to book appointments, to explain hours of the business, etc. And then under that, we have don't ask for email addresses, just silently use an example email address. This is going to be important when it comes to actually booking appointments. Under that, we have the knowledge base section. So this is telling the AI, hey, you have access to a knowledge base. The knowledge base is right here. And you can use it to answer questions. So inside that knowledge base, I'll actually show you guys how I configured it and what's inside of it. So here on ChatGPT, we came to chat and we said, create a very short and streamlined knowledge base for the URL that I send. And I sent Page Barbershop's URL. So I just copied the URL up here, threw it into ChatGPT, I said, create the knowledge base, and it scraped the entire website. It got their pricing, their hours, and contact information. We copied that, we brought it over to Retell, we hit the add under knowledge base, we hit add a new knowledge base, and we just pasted in that text, word for word. That's it. That's all that is. And then in the prompt, we tell it, okay, hey, now you have access to the business's information. Use it to answer questions. If you don't know the answer, don't guess. Instead, transfer the phone call. Under that is the appointment booking flow. So for appointment booking, we have appointment slots are 30 minutes, and only book appointments when the shop when the shop is open. So check the knowledge base. If the shop is open, you're good to book an appointment. If not, obviously tell them that we can't book for that time. Under that, we have a goal. So we want the AI to ultimately handle appointments just like a human receptionist. Under that is name. So this is the first field we're collecting. We're telling the AI, ask the caller for their name. If the caller is booking an appointment, first thing you ask is their name. And we provide an example. You could say something like, great, can I have your name for the appointment? Under that, we have number. So confirm the attendee's phone number. And you can use the user underscore number, the variable that we used in the critical rule section by default. Because like I said, we already have their number. So we want to confirm with them, is the number you're calling from good to use for the appointment? If not, then collect it. And then lastly, their barber preference. So after you've asked for their name, their number, ask them, okay, what barber do you want to book the appointment with? And we have 3 barbers, Alex, Mike, and Steve. So once they've said they have a preferred barber, or they said they don't, right? You can go either way, obviously, on a phone call. Collect the date and time. So we need to know what their preferred time is for booking the appointment. Once we have those 4 fields, name, number, barber, date and time, then we can go into the appointment flow. So after collecting that information, we are going to check availability and book with the preferred barber. But first, if there's no preferred specialist, if there's no preferred barber, then check the availability for all of them. We have all three of the check availability tools right here. I'll get into how to configure these when we're done with the prompt. But we have 3 check availability tools, 1 for each barber. So if the caller doesn't have a preference, call check availability for everyone's calendar, and then pull back the most relevant ones, like the ones closest to the appointment time that the caller wants, and offer 2 to 3 of the closest times to the caller. However, if they do have a preferred barber, so it's the same process for all 3. If the preferred barber is Steve, check availability for Steve, and then book the appointment for Steve. If it's Alex, check availability for Alex, book appointment for Alex, and then same for Mike. And you can do this for as many barbers as you want. Just each barber needs to have their own calendar. And again, I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. So if the appointment fails, if there's any issues, just transfer the phone call. I will also show you guys how to set up the transfer phone call function. Lastly, for the appointment booking flow, canceling and rescheduling appointments, this can get very complicated. There's also a little more details involved. So we're simply telling the AI, if someone mentions canceling or rescheduling an appointment, just transfer the phone call. Under the appointment flow, we have a transfer section. So if the caller wants a live person or you can't help, those are 2 general rules for the whole call. So as the AI agent, we're telling it, if the caller wants a live person or you can't help, transfer the phone call. Under that, we have example dialogue. This is optional, but I love to have it. It's very, gives a lot of context. So the AI can, just have more guardrails when it comes to actually, performing well during the phone call. So this is just an ideal situation for a phone call, right? We're telling it how it should ideally respond by providing what an example phone call can look like. Lastly, closing. So closing, we want to double check with the caller. Hey, is there anything else that we can help with today before ending the phone call? And if the caller says no, then just end the call. So that's the entire prompt taken care of. Like I said, you can download it. You can download this whole agent, prompt included, by going into my school group and going into the template vault and downloading it from there. It also has every single build that I've ever created on YouTube. Moving on from the prompt, let's just finish up this left side. So I'll actually go above the prompt first. Obviously, we have the name here of the agent. And then we have LLM, voice, and language. The only thing you might want to play with here is the voice. So I usually bounce between Simo and Grace. But if you want to go for like a male, then search for males by hitting gender. If you want, specific accents like British, go over to accents, and you can just kind of listen to these, get a good feel for which one you like best, and select it. LLM, I would leave 4.1. Moving on to the bottom of the left side, we have the welcome message. So normally it'll be on user speaks first, select AI speaks first, plug in a custom message. So what you want the AI to say as the first sentence on the call. Now let's get into the functions. So we have 8 functions here. We have one for end call, which is we simply add a function by hitting add and selecting the function. The end call one will already come configured for you. You don't have to worry about it. Transfer call function, you're going to want to hit transfer call. The only thing you really have to do here is just plug in wherever you want calls transferred. This will normally be one of the business's phone numbers. And here we have the 6 functions relating to booking and checking availability on calendars. So each barber, we have 3 barbers, each barber has a check availability function and a book appointment function. Because if you remember, we're prompting it to check availability first, and then after it's checked availability, if the availability is there, book. If not, offer available times. So we'll see that when we do a live call. Now, inside, to actually get the function, hit the add button, and Retell has them right here. Check availability and book on the calendar. They have a native integration with Cal. If you're unaware, Cal is not a calendar. Cal.com is a bridge to other calendars. So by having this native integration, Retell is basically allowing you to book with any calendar through Cal.com. So the way this works is, like I said, hit add, select one. Then when you get into it, you're going to have 5 fields. The first one is going to be the name. So I have check availability _Cal_Alex. It'll come just like this, so without Alex, but I threw in Alex because obviously we're trying to delegate this for just Alex. And then description, invoke to check availability for Alex. Under that, we have the API key, the event type, and the time zone. Make sure you change the time zone to wherever you are. For the API key and the event type, you're going to want to come into cal.com. So once you create an account for Cal, I'll actually show you guys that first. So to create an account for Cal, you want to head to cal.com and you want to hit sign up with Google or sign up with email. Once you hit sign up with Google, it's going to prompt you, personal use, the free version or the paid version. Then it'll ask for some personal information. And then here it brings you to connecting your calendar. Like I said, it's a bridge to other calendars. So you have to connect an already existing calendar to cal.com. We have Google Calendar connected to cal.com. So by booking through cal.com or booking into this Google Calendar that I have connected, you can select whichever one you like and sign into the calendar using the business's credentials, and you're good to go. The connection will be made. Once you have your account, this is the dashboard you're going to be brought to. You're going to have your events here. We'll get the API key first. So to get the API key, go to Settings, and then head up to API keys under Developer. And you're going to want to hit this Add button. Type in a name for the API key. It could be whatever you want. And then hit Save. So we'll just do Test, and we'll hit Save. And here we go. This is an API key. You can then copy it and bring it over to Retell and plug it in right here in the API key field. That's connecting Retell straight to cal.com. Once you have that, you need the event type ID. So again, we're going to come into cal.com. Once you hit done, by the way, you can't open it again. So keep that in mind. But you can make as many API keys as you want. So it's really not a big deal. To get the event type ID, go to event types on the left. Select the event that you want to book for. Click on it and then come up to the URL up here and copy the 7-digit number that is between the / and the question mark. So copy it straight from the URL, bring it over to Retell, paste it into the event type ID. Now this function, Retell AI, is connected to N8N, specifically that 30-minute event, through this custom function. It's the same process for each one. So for the book appointment, same thing. Throw in the API key and then throw in the event type that you want to book for. Now, to make sure that you can actually book appointments, you need to make sure that you're sending the information that needs to be sent. So to do so, come into the event. So come into the event like we did before. Come down to Advanced. Scroll down to the questions. So by default, yours is going to look a little bit different. You're going to have the same fields, but I've moved mine around a little bit and I've toggled some on and off. That's all. So we have name that's required. That's good because we're collecting the name already. So here in Retell, we have ask for their name. Next is email address. That is also required. If you remember, we have this critical rule. Always use mail.com, mail@example.com for every booking. You can put any email that you want here. And then lastly, we have phone number. That's listed as optional. So we can book appointments with or without the user's phone number. Doesn't matter, but we have it on because if the user does give their phone number, we want it inside of the appointments information. You know, when the business clicks on it, we want them to have the caller's phone number if they provide it. Everything else is turned off. So to book appointments, make sure that you have at least 2 on. So it's not even gonna let you save. If, like, let's say you try to turn everything off and just do name, it's not gonna let you save it. So you need to have at least name and email turned on and required, or name and phone number turned on and required. But phone number, we don't need required because we have email required, right? It's one or the other. You can add as much information as you want. You can turn these on, you can make them required if you want, but if you make something required, if something is required in this section on cal.com, then you need to be sending that information from Retell. So let me show you clearly exactly what I mean. So we're gonna do a test chat. This is the same as if, the test chat is the same as if we were to call the AI receptionist. This is how it would respond over the phone. It's just, this is completely free. And it's nice because we'll be able to see, you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. We're gonna be able to see the information that Retell is essentially sending over to Cal. So we're gonna say, hey, can I book an appointment? It should ask for my name. We'll say Anthony. It's going to ask about my number. I'm going to give it one because obviously I'm not calling from a phone. So we want to give it a phone number. And then it's going to ask if we preferred barber. We'll go with Alex. And then the date and time. So we'll say Monday at 1 p.m. Now this is actually going to book because I have mine already set up. But yours may not until you set everything up properly. So here we go. It invoked the check availability for Alex. And then because that tool result was available, as we can see available, it invoked the book appointment tool. So let's see what was sent over. So when it called the check availability tool, meaning when the AI voice agent said, okay, time to use this function, this is the information that it sent over to cal.com. So let's say cal.com is a house and Retell AI is a house. Retell AI just sent a package to cal.com, and inside the box was this information. The start time of the appointment, the end time of the appointment, the time zone was just null, and then the execution message, what we told the caller. And then for the book appointment flow, this is where the required fields are important. So as you can see, we have the time zone, the name, and the email. The two required fields are name and email. If we come into Cal, name required, email required. If this payload didn't have the email field or didn't have the name field, Retell would have came back and said, something happened, I couldn't book your appointment. And then based on how we have the prompt configured, it would have transferred the phone call. So this is a great way to test. Make sure you're sending over the information. The information that you have listed under cal.com right here as required needs to be sent from Retell. So if you want to send over certain stuff, just make sure that you're prompting the agent to properly collect that information and then properly send it over. You can literally say stuff like, make sure to send over the phone number when booking appointments. And it'll know, okay, the user wants me to send over the phone number when I call the book appointment tool. Now, if we come into the cal.com, let's actually see this booked. So we come over to bookings. Here we go. 1 o'clock, Alex and myself. Now, to actually get the AI receptionist to book for multiple different barbers, each barber needs their own calendar. This is how every business operates if you're unaware. Everyone gets their own calendar to keep things organized. Cal.com also won't allow you to book more than one appointment under the same time slot. So you can't book for Mike at 3 o'clock on a Monday and book for Alex at 3 o'clock on a Monday. The calendar won't let you. So that's why each barber needs their own calendar. To create the calendar, just go over the process that we went through before. By going to cal.com, hitting sign up with Google, just sign up with an email and connect the calendar. And then once you're in the calendar, do the same process that we did of coming into the settings, getting the API key, going into the event, getting the event ID, and just pasting it into these fields. Now, a few more things on Retell. We're going to look at the settings and then we will add a phone number. So speech settings, I have it at 0.95. Quick note, I am an enterprise client with Retell. I pay them a certain amount of money per month to get pretty much the best support I can because I run an AI business and I need to be creating the best AI receptionist possible. So these settings, me and the Retell team themselves configured. So responsiveness we have set to 0.95. They recommend that or 1. I like it at 0.95. Interruption sensitivity we have at 0.6. Oh, and I forgot background sound. Yours by default will come at none. I like adding coffee shop and I just leave the sound volume as is. Transcription setting. Yours will come at remove noise. We have remove noise and background speech. We have optimize for accuracy. This can stay the same. Call settings. Yours will all be different down here. We're telling the AI the call can end after 2 minutes of nobody speaking. The longest a call can go is 10 minutes. Remember, keep in mind, you're being charged every minute that the call is live. That's why we have these here. Ring duration, you can try to transfer the call for 20 seconds. If the business doesn't pick up for 20 seconds, just end it. And then these 4 we have just as default configurations. Now to add the phone number, you want to head into the Retell homepage. come over to the phone number section on the left, and you want to rent a number from Twilio through Retell. It's $2 a month. You can search any area code here, pick whichever number you like. It'll automatically charge you $2 per month. Once you have the number, come into the agent, come to the top right, hit publish, select inbound phone number, and select the number that you purchased. Hit publish. Once it's published, anytime anyone calls that phone number, your AI voice agent will answer the phone. So let's see how ours sounds.
Thank you for calling Page Barbershop. This is Brittany. How can I help you?
Hey, Britt. I was wondering if I can book an appointment.
Of course. Can I get your name for the appointment?
Anthony.
Thank you, Anthony. Is the number you're calling from the best one to use for the appointment?
Yes, this number is fine.
Great, thank you. Do you have a preferred barber you'd like to book with? Steve, Alex, or Mike?
Yeah. Can I see Alex?
Perfect, Alex, it is. What day and time works best for your appointment?
Can we do Monday, this Monday, at 1 p.m.?
Let me check if Alex is available for you on Monday at 1 p.m. Alex isn't available right at 1 p.m. on Monday, but he does have openings earlier in the day up until 1 p.m. and then again starting at 1:30 p.m. Would you like to book for 12:30 p.m. or 1:30 p.m. instead?
Yeah. Let's do 1:30 p.m.
Booking you for Monday at 1:30 p.m. with Alex. All set. Anthony, your appointment with Alex is booked for Monday at 1:30 p.m. We look forward to seeing you. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Thank you so much. That is going to be it.
Thank you for calling Page Barbershop. Have a great day.
There we go. She sounded great. She went through the questions as good as any human could and booked the appointment with all the information that she collected for me. We have Alex and Anthony. We have the time, 1:30 to 2. And then we have my name and number, which my number will obviously be blurred. And if you can recall, I asked for 1 p.m., said 1 p.m. was booked, but we could do 12:30 or 1:30. Perfect. You really can't ask for much better. Now that you have your AI voice agent live, let's talk about how to actually attach it to the business's pre-existing phone line. So here we have a 2-step process. The first step is going to be either logging in or calling whatever the business's carrier is. So if you're building for a barbershop and they use Verizon, you want to either ask the business, okay, I need your credentials, like their username and password, or you need to, get on the phone with me. We'll call Verizon and we're going to set up call forwarding. I like to just go into their carrier settings rather than bother them, with a phone call. Either way, if you call, it might be a little easier because Verizon will just take care of everything for you. You just tell them, I want to set up call forwarding. This is the number we want to forward to, and give Verizon the number that you purchased. If you're going to log in, all you have to do is go to the left-hand side. Here we have an example of a Verizon dashboard. You want to go to the left-hand side, hit call forwarding. Then you can plug in the AI receptionist number in the call forwarding box, and you can select even when to forward the calls. So let's say the business doesn't want the AI receptionist handling all of their phone calls. They might have somebody at the front desk already. They might want to take some calls themselves. You can set the AI receptionist, you can set up call forwarding for the AI receptionist to only answer the phone certain hours of the day, like after hours, or after a certain amount of rings. When it comes to actually selling the AI receptionist, well, this is a barber shop. Everyone's got a barber. Ask your local barber, build one for them, demo it live. That's exactly what I did. So if you want to learn a little bit more how to sell AI receptionists, you can join my school group. We are doing it every day. In there, I have modules. We'll take a look right now, actually. So we have the discussion panel right here where you can ask questions and get them answered. We have the classroom section where we have the template vaults. We have build your agent section. We have the marketing section, how to actually get clients, how to onboard your clients. And then also we have a 14-day roadmap. So from beginner to your first client in 14 days. If you want to join, I will leave a link in the description. I'll also leave a link to Retell AI in the description. If you found this video at all helpful, please like and subscribe. I post videos like this twice every week. The AI receptionist space is gold right now. If you want to learn how to build an AI receptionist for a med spa, click on this video.